All right. All right. Well, so we're going to kind of continue in this theme of what the scientific. In fact, all of these projects have a strong aspect of scientific workflows. Let's hop over to FoodGuard, which has some similarities to what we just talked about, but has a little bit of a different take and a different focus. So I'll pass it over to the FoodGuard team.
Awesome. Thank you. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes. Yeah. Just came through. Got it.
Cool. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, thanks a lot. So again, my name is Zhe. We are a group of researchers at UC Davis, and it's great that we present after machine learning as a service. So I guess we share a lot of motivations, and I guess instead of using, something that can be complementary here is that we sort of kind of want to ask the first question for scientific researchers is that when they have a scientific task, what model to use? And nowadays, everyone knows that machine learning and AI models has been developing really fast. They have been used in many applications. However, there are currently available more than 2 million open source models on Hugging Face, and then particularly 150,000 of which are multimodality foundation models, which are those models that take input not only text, but also image, audio, and video for content understanding and generation. Those are particularly popular for scientists to use to generate for their everyday tasks. And as you can tell, there is always obviously the challenge that given a scientific researcher from different field, they have no domain expertise on what model to use, how to pick the best model out of the 150,000 available models that's online, not only for effectiveness, but more importantly, for safety and for security, whether or not they can make sure that their hypothesis, their research outcome being generated is actually correct and can be used in a broader domain. And this is particularly true for scientific applications such as food science that involves food safety and food production. So with that in mind, we propose FoodGuard, which is trying to enable a safe and directive multimodal foundation model ecosystem for food science research. So we have 3 research thrusts. The first one is trying to profile and understand many available open source models, and then try to build this recommendation system. Given a downstream task from scientists, what model could be the best fit, and then being adapted to their task, given, for example, the task description of their tasks, some description on their data sets, and some examples. With the recommendation system, we not only considers effectiveness, but also considers robustness, efficiency, and safety. And the second thrust will mostly focus on enabling safe decision-making with the guardrail models that are going to be particularly important for scientific discovery. And last but not least, we're going to introduce a seamless integration with food science workflows, particularly focusing on 2 very impactful applications. One is microbiome detection for food safety. The second one is hypothesis generation for micronutrient delivery formula design. So the technical contribution or cybersecurity solution developed by this research, first is this multitask recommendation system so that the scientists can pick model to use for their downstream tasks, not only considering effectiveness, but also robustness, efficiency, and safety. Secondly, we're going to develop this evolutionary red teaming algorithm with slow seeking guardrail that's going to be particularly suitable for scientific collaboration. Last but not least, we are going to enable practical and safe use of AI for food science workflow and generate real-world impact. So the benefits to the scientific cybersecurity infrastructure is threefold. So first, scientists can reliably use AI models for their task without worrying too much, without not worrying too much on the lack of domain expertise and also the worrying about safe use. And then with our proposed research, we hope to scale up the use of AI in the scientific domain with safety, security, and robustness constraints. Last but not least, food science researchers can advance their critical research applications with a faster speed. As we all know that AI is going to be used in many applications, even without our project. However, when people using AI, they're first going to consider the usefulness of it. Many times overlook the potential security concerns. Therefore, with our project, we hope to enable the safety scaling of AI tools, which is going to be a trend that's going to be inevitable in scientific domains, and to ensure the potential safety risk can be addressed before the use of AI. The result developed by this research will be firstly a practical recommendation system that can provide model recommendation for food science researchers for their task. Secondly, we hope to maintain and develop this AI model ecosystem by sharing and maintaining these model profiles, which evaluate those models on effectiveness, safety and robustness, and efficiency for potential scientific collaborations. Not only we're going to publish our research, but we hope to maintain and open source the dataset generated from these projects, which includes the recognition system, the scientific adaptation of the models, the description and understanding of the models, as well as the dataset being generated, particularly in the food science domain. And last but not least, we hope to actually make the real impact on the food science research advancement as a proof of concept, but also to generate real world impact to ensure food safety and food production. And this is a 3-year project started earlier this month and led by UC Davis. And thank you all.
Wow, fantastic. So, really interesting stuff on this, and really great start, right? I think part of what we're doing here, this touches on two, a couple aspects, right? So there's the old joke in the standards community is that when you want to write something that complies with the standards, it's great because there are so many different standards to choose from, right? Which is not a bug, which is a bug, not a feature, right? I think we have here kind of a challenge of, as AI gets more, becomes more useful for these sort of things. You have so many AI models and you have so many data sets that it's like the standards thing, but it's great there are so many to choose from, but if I can't find them and figure out which are the best ones, it's challenging. So it's great to kind of see this sort of work. Interested to see it kind of focused on the food science aspects, but making sure those data sets are widely available as well as the output. That was what we thought was very exciting about this project. So great to see this one starting. And yeah, thanks.